you've got these the big boys.
Yes.
As well. I'm presuming.
Yep.
So the folders range from the 130 millimetre blades up to the katana, which is 1,000. But standardly they go 13 centimetres, 17 centimetres, 21, 24, 27, 30, 36, and then 50.
To me, like this here looks perfect, I reckon, to keep in there and for using for campfires.
Yeah.
That's just, it just looks perfect for that.
Here you go, take this.
Wow. They look really good.
So I'm going to show you a comparison to that one while you look at the big boys.
And that big boy as well,
The
it
same
has
thing.
it has the same, so you can cut flush to the ground.
So it's got the two little notches in there, guys, at the top up there, where you can use it for your first lock, and then your second position there as well.
Look at that.
And yeah, the different coloured handle means the different coloured tooth size. So the same with the Pocketboys, it comes in the fine, large, medium, extra large. But this one is quite unique actually. This one is the only blade that has what we call an
In the
arced,
big boy range?
In the big boy range, yep, sorry, that has an arced blade. So it's a cross between a straight blade and a curved blade, so it's called an arced blade.
Yep.
So yeah, it gives you that little bit of in-betweener if you're unsure of what angle you were cutting on.
Yeah, so your curved blades are designed for angled work, and that's because our arm naturally
So this is when you were
moves.
reaching up, we were talking about this before.
That's
and
right.
I see.
Yeah.
And your straight blades are
It's
for?
straight in front of you, so your arm naturally moves in a straight motion when
Okay.
you're directly in front of yourself. So if you are predominantly crouching down on the ground and cutting up a log that's fallen, then straight's the way to go.
Okay.
Whereas if you more are sort of leaning on an angle, you
Yep.
like to sort of stand up and just bend over and do that sort of cutting, then a curve will be fine.
Okay.
So you sort of, again, it comes down to people personally. You can't sort of say, oh, if it's just for fallen trees, go straight, because you might not like to crouch down right next to the log. You might prefer to sort of stand as high as you can and cut.
So this is where why they have a large range of different saw blades and all that stuff, because it depends on the person.
Yes.
Like your personality.
Yes.
You know what type of how you like to cut things.
Yeah.
And then they have different types of teeth in them.
Yeah.
So depending on what you think you're going to be cutting.
That's right.
So that'd probably be why it'd be a good idea to have a chat with these guys as well, you know,
Yeah.
to find out which one would be best suited to you.
Yes. And like Shenae said, that's an arced blade. So if you're really not quite sure, then you can get away with that, because it's not really curved enough to be a problem when you're cutting here. But it's not straight, that it's not going to give you a benefit cutting on an angle. So if in doubt and it's all too overwhelming, go for one of those arced blades.
Yeah, brilliant.
I think this would be great for chopping up the wood where you have for your campfire. I can see this would be perfect for it.
Yeah. So I brought these two over to give you a comparison. So the big boy is a folder with a 36 centimetre blade. The Naranoko is a fixed saw, and so is the Sugoi. Sugoi is curved, Naranoko has that same soft arc that the Big Boy 2000, so they're really a comparable folding versus fixed saw. Tiny bit shorter, 33 centimetre opposed to 36 centimetre, but you're not going to notice a huge difference. The thing you will notice with it is this is going to take up a tiny bit more room, because you can see the handle there kicks out. So this is a bit more space saving, but you know, not massive. But the difference is if you hold this in comparison to holding that big boy, it's very, very comfortable in the hand and a lot stronger. So it's full tang, the blade goes all the way through that handle, so it's got a lot of strength, and when the blade sort of flexes, it absorbs that through that tang in the handle. So if you're worried about breaking blades, you're far better off to go with a fixed saw than a folding saw. If price point is an issue, your folders are always a little bit cheaper than your fixed, because they don't have the scabbard. The scabbard adds price.
I see. I don't know, when I was looking at it, I thought, you know, this it feels really comfortable. This one, I think if I wanted to, I could probably use two hands if I wanted to.
Absolutely.
Whereas this one, I couldn't necessarily do that. But then again, I don't know.
Do you want to try them, and then you can actually tell people here in the showroom whether or not, you know, what your actual opinion is on them.
Grab the demos.
Okay, so it's a minimal amount of pressure, and because it's on a table, it's, you know, it's a made-up synthetic situation. But if you sort of lean against the table, that'll give it stability, which will make it easier for you to cut. If you put no pressure on it, you can see there's still a little bit of wood that comes out. If you put heaps of pressure on it, it bites in, because they're like little needles, and it actually takes longer to cut. But if you sort of put it halfway between that pressure on it, it'll be really quick and easy.
So you see that Rob has started to cut on the handle, and yes, easy pick up.
wasn't expecting that. I thought they still had a bit to go, but man, that was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
So you may not have been able to see in the camera there, but when the cut was finished, his hand just sort of came a little bit back. It didn't fly so far back that it was going to knock the person behind him, but just a little bit, and that's the perfect pressure. If your arm flies back and sort of knocks the person behind you, that's way too much pressure.
Yep. Yeah, so I'll swap you. So this is the big boy. Good job, minimal pressure, just making that saw glide.
Wow. I didn't expect how easy it was actually cutting. It just cuts really easy, and that's...
Right. Can I be a pain though and ask you to use that one again, but with two hands, just so that customer that was asking us what it felt like, so you can give them a comparison.
Need someone to hold stuff. Yeah.
You just sit on it.
It's good that you're using the full length of the blade.
I'm finding with two hands, it was a little bit awkward, but I found I didn't have to push down as hard.
Oh, okay.
I didn't feel like I was pushing as hard. It sort of felt easier in some ways.
Yeah.
But
especially with all the stuff you
but that way it feels right doing it that way.
All right. So now try the handsaw version of it.
So just remember for the folks at home.
Start the handle and just let that
So start here's where you should be starting.
Yep, and then draw it straight towards you. Just how when pulling it, you cut the branch, but on the push stroke, you're clearing out all those wood chips throughout those teeth.
And breaking blades.
That was better. Starting to get the hang of it. Cool.
So how did you feel the difference between the Big Boy and the Nita and Shenae 2000? What was your preference, pros and cons?
My personal preference is that one, and I suppose the reason for it is because I like the longer handle, and I like the leverage that it gives me. Whereas this one, just to me anyway, it I don't know, it just didn't seem like if I wanted to move down here I couldn't, and I don't know, and I do like that idea too. Of being able to use two hands if I wanted to, not that I necessarily would. I suppose it just depends. If it was a larger piece of wood, two hands might be useful, but I don't know, the one hand was fine. When it feels like this is cutting, it feels like it's really sharp. I'm not hardly pushing that at all.
And these are not new demonstration saws. We keep our demonstration saws for a really long time.
It's cutting really easy.
Yeah, it's great if you use the full blade, but it's very important to remember when cutting on that pull stroke as well. They only cut on the pull stroke, and if you put too much pressure on that push stroke, because the way the teeth are designed and how they sit, you'll cause the blade to do like an S bend. If you put too much pressure on that push stroke. And that will eventually, the blade will become brittle and it will eventually snap, and that's not what you want, especially if you're going for long periods of time. You don't have a replacement blade. So that's another key importance to remember when you are cutting on the pull stroke, that they only cut on the pull stroke, sorry.
So how'd I go cutting?
You did pretty good, I think.
You did, actually.
But just to mix it up a bit, and we always do this backwards, it's always the way. Do you want to grab some Pocketboys?
Alright.
So this is going to feel weird because
this is going to be feeling really weird. But to put everyone to the test, I am going to give you the 13 centimeter Pocketboy. So we nicknamed this one Little Giant because you'd be so surprised of how big of a branch it can cut, even though it's like it will take you a little bit longer, but it will still cut through that branch.
You'll probably end up pulling out because you're so used to the long blade.
Yeah.
But just to give you an idea of what you can do with a little saw like that.
Feels like it's cutting both ways.
No. Because it's just sharp.
Yeah. But you will notice on this, because being a medium-sized branch and having this timber still so green, you'll notice that it will fog up the blade a little bit. Yeah, so it'll feel more like you're cutting with a butter knife, basically.
Can I do a trade for you for a sec?
It's actually incredibly smooth.
Yeah.
The cuts.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're really clean.
That's not so much for the four-wheel drive or camping situation. It's more for your home gardener because your trees around the home, if you do a cut on them and there's lines and grooves dug into that timber, then it's much harder for that tree to heal. So it's got more chance of infection getting in the cut. But I just want to show you when you're used to using the little baby saw. It's like for this size branch, we would recommend that you go with the red one, but you still could do it if you had brought this black one as your sort of general firewood blade. It just takes you a little bit longer because as you mentioned before, it pops up a little bit more, but still not ridiculous by any means, shape or form. And then if you compare that to the red one, so this one's just a tiny bit longer in blade, but you can see in one stroke, see how much more wood is coming out? It's because those teeth are a lot bigger. So there's a D-clip here in the way. Turn the air conditioning off because it's so hot now. So that's kind of the comparison, and you can even try that red one and you'll feel the difference between the black, but I just wanted to sort of show you, because I'm used to using a smaller one, it doesn't feel as uncomfortable for me, whereas we've gone and thrown you using a 36 centimetre blade and then a 13 centimetre blade, which is highly unfair. But yeah, I just wanted to show you how quick you can cut through a big limb like that. With a little saw, but have a try if you like of the red one, and then again you can give your opinion in comparison.
All right, let's give this a go. So this is the.
So that's the 17 centimetre long red Pocketboy, so slightly longer than that black one, but a larger tooth. So for this sort of circumference wood, it's better than the black one.
Okay. That's great, isn't it? Like how somebody could go camping with something small like that.
Yeah.
And
even price point, like I think they're $52 or something like that for a saw that long, and then the 13 centimetre I think it's about $49.50, something like that. So yeah, not a huge investment, but huge what it can do for such a small saw.
That's exactly right. That's great.
Yeah. Now I think Shenae got you a couple of others just to try, so we totally exhaust you for the day.
Yeah.
So you've got the red one there, that's your Ultra XL. So that is a very strong saw. So if you're more of a person that's going out, you want a bit of an all-rounder, I don't know if it's going to be at an angle, I don't know if it's going to be in front of me, I don't know if it's going to be big or small, but I know I'm rough on gear and I'm probably going to stand on it and I might throw it around, then this is a better one to get because it's much stronger. The handles are heavier metal, it's a very strong, robust saw. And it's got that sort of arched blade.
It feels good as well.
And an arched handle, so it gives you that sort of sensation of the curve.
This saw here has a 24 centimetre tooth, which is about almost twice, not twice, 10 metres larger.
I reckon that saw's really good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like that I reckon would be a perfect saw almost to keep with you if you're off camping. I reckon that would be perfect.
Yeah, so this is great for camping. The next one you're going to try is very, very popular if you want to do a bit of hiking with it as well, because it's a bit lighter, but very similar in feel.
That one that was good.
Yeah,
that was really good. My favourite so far are these two.
Oh, excellent.
I like those two.
There you go. Ultra XL, Curve Big Boy.
So this one here?
Yes.
This is the Gone Boy? Is that how you pronounce it?
So we're kind of showing you a lot of the arched saws today because that fits in the genre of I'm not really sure, I just want one that's going to be pretty good for nearly everything.
Yep.
That's what we're kind of highlighting to you. So that's why these all have that soft bend to the blade.
pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
good.
is this a 24 or 21 centimetre?
24.
24. So they were both the same length, the last two ones you used.
Pretty sure.
Actually, let's
if I
have a
had
look. We
to
can see
pick-
close.
21.
21. This is shorter. So, oh no, it's 24. Yeah, 24. Eyes are still
That-
working. Yay.
I love that one. That's
You
great.
like that one?
Yeah, that for
Yeah.
me, like for camping
Yes.
and four-wheel driving, I just don't
Yeah.
know. That's good. Good saw, that one.
Excellent.
Really like that one.
Yeah, well, this one here, which is why you may also be leaning toward it, is it has slightly smaller teeth than the Ultra XL.
That might be
So
it,
this one
yeah.
has slightly larger. So because we are cutting that fairly large branch, it will feel a bit faster and easier.
So then, if I was cutting really small stuff, that one there would probably be better.
Yeah, so we'll throw this other piece of wood back in that I rejected earlier. hasn't got any feelings, so it's all right.
We'll do this bit here, eh?
Yeah, just a tiny little slither off so we can compare them. Just if you, do a tiny bit.
You can feel that. Yeah, you can really feel it. It didn't feel like it was going to bite or anything when I was
No.
doing that either.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So what they actually do is they hollow grind the blade. So they grind the top of the blade out so that there's no real friction with rubbing.
Yep.
So the fattest part of your saw is the teeth, the
Yep.
widest, and then the back of the blade, and then the narrowest bit's actually the centre of the blade. So that means that you're sort of creating a big hollow
I
when you
see.
cut.
I
So
see.
the only time it really pinches is when you are cutting larger branches or very long skinny branches, and then they're going to move and
Okay.
therefore close up the cut.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So if you compare that to the Ultra on that little branch, you hopefully will feel a difference.
It's good.
And so you'll notice there as well, see at the bottom, it's got a tiny little bit, I mean not bad by any means,
Yeah.
but a tiny little bit of sort of ripping or tearing.
On it.
And that's because its teeth are a little bit too big for that circumference if, we're in an ideal
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
So again, in a camping situation, it's no biggie. But in a home gardening situation, you would go for the other one if that was the main size branch you wanted to cut.
I know, I think I love this sword.
Taking that one home.
Yeah, this is a good one. These are good. They look really good.
It's going to be the baby brother for
I
your
really do
katana.
like that. I like that one there, and I do like the big boy.
Yes. The
I
cool thing
think-
with your big boy as well is it does have a sheath option, so you can, if you were camping and like I sort of said you wanted to go for a hike or something and thought, oh, if I see some good wood along the way I'll pick some up on the way
Yeah.
back for the fire, you can attach this with a belt loop, so you can put your belt through there, or you can put a D-clip or carabiner on there and hang it onto your pants or on a backpack,
And then this
and then
just
your big
slots
boy
in.
just slots in, so when you need it you can pull it out.
Yeah,
If you
use
don't,
it.
it just sits on your hip.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. So we're just going to wrap up the session here on the saws, and we thought we'd just have a quick yap about the different products that I really liked as well. Hey, so we had the Silky Big Boy, it's professional. One of these guys over here, it's a 2000, and this one here is we call the Ultra XL Curve Professional.
Well
It's
done.
interesting, hey? Isn't it? So they're two products that I really liked. I thought they were really good, both of those saws. Yeah, and did you want to talk a little bit about the cleaning quickly?
Yeah, so this is really important to look after these tools. They are beautiful tools and they're an investment, so why not look after them so that they last longer than they would if we didn't? And at the end of the day, if we keep them rust-free, they will stay sharp so much longer. So that's the key, is don't let rust get on these things. So the only way to do that is clean them. Being in Australia, we have some of the hardest woods in the world. We have some of the most aggressive woods in the world as far as sap goes. So that sap can be really detrimental to these blades. So you want to get that sap off after you've used the saw, and then you want to spray it with a lubricant to protect it and to seal off that blade so that oxygen can't get to it and rust's not going to occur.
Yeah, so we recommend, we call it the Easy Cleaner. So
Yep.
basically it's 100% natural, made in Australia, with
Okay.
tea tree oil being the base product. So this literally just melts into the sap and you just
And
get
dissolves it off.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you just get like an old towel or like a fibrous cloth, and you just make sure you rip all the sap and wood chips out of the teeth. And then like we said, give it a quick spray coat over with the like lanolin spray.
After it's clean.
Yeah, and then
Okay, and that protects it.
it keeps it
So
rust
sheep
free.
oil is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go four-wheel drive, you probably know a little bit about your lanolin because you probably spray that underneath your vehicle. Some people do that one, they use lanolin, and there's another spray that you can use also, which I can't remember its name off the top of my head, but there's a couple of different sprays, but that one there is obviously what you recommend for using.
Yeah, there's
for
lots of
sores.
different brands you can buy in Australia, but just as long as it's the lanolin spray.
Yep.
We've been using it for over 20 years and it just works a treat. So yeah, highly recommend. Clean it, spray it with a lubricant of lanolin base, and yeah, you will have a shiny silver saw for years and years and years.
All right then, guys. Well, just want to say thanks today for spending some time with us. Hey, really appreciate it. And yeah, so guys, if you want to ask them any questions, where can they go to actually ask you these things?
So
how do they contact you?
So you can either give us a call or email, or you can social media, or just jump to our social media YouTube channel.
And you have to be
Australia.
magical to know all those details.
Yes.
So we'll have them up here on the screen here somewhere for you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
So you can contact them if you want to.
And otherwise, we're in Brisbane, so you can always come visit us.
Yeah, so if you're in Brizzy, good place to come to, guys.
Yeah.
Got a little showroom here. You can have a look around the range of products that they've got here as well.
Excellent. Well,
Great.
thanks for coming in.
Yeah, appreciate it. Cool. All right. Thanks for that, guys. We'll talk to you later.
We're nearly there. We're on the home stretch. Okay.